Good evening, everybody. I would like to call to order the January 11th, 2023 regular meeting of the Monee Village Board of Trustees, 6:34. If I could please ask Pastor Dave Fettis to come up for the invocation.
Thank you, Mayor. Happy New Year to everybody, and let's begin our New Year meetings also with prayer to God. We thank you, Father, for the gift of the past year, and we thank you for the blessings you've given, as well as the things that we sometimes maybe have to struggle with. And we pray, Lord, that every step in our journey will be a way to grow closer to you and to learn and grow. We thank you, Lord, that we could just celebrate Christmas and the coming of our Lord Jesus. We praise you that you love the world so much that you sent your only begotten Son, that whoever believes in him shall not perish, but have eternal life. And so we thank you. We thank you that we can start each year anew and do it looking forward to many possibilities. We thank you for this body, for the Monee Village Board, and for all who serve this community. We thank you for those who are first responders and those who work in administration and in the care of various aspects of the village. We thank you for everybody who lives in this community and pray that they may flourish under your blessing in this year to come. We ask now for your help and blessing and guidance too for the affairs of this meeting, that you will give each person who participates a wisdom in the words they speak, and also, Lord, each person who participates ears to hear, and so that the discussions and the decisions made will be honoring to you and good for the people of this community. We pray in Jesus' name. Amen.
Thank you. Roll call, please. Oh, if we could all rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Oh my God. I pledge
allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Now, roll call.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Present.
Trustee Horn.
Here.
Trustee Henson.
Present.
Trustee Rakes.
Present.
Trustee Wilson.
Present.
Trustee Udris.
Present.
Thank you. Open to the public, agenda items only. If anybody's got anything they would like to say, okay. All right, moving on to the consent agenda. Can I please have a motion to accept?
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Okay, roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Rakes.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Thank you. Okay, clerk's report, please.
Thank you, Mayor Bogues. A couple things for tonight. First of all, I want to tell everyone Happy New Year. I know I probably say it all the time, but I haven't seen a lot of you and spoken to a lot of you since last year, so it's been a while. Wanted to first, of course, report in regards to our consolidated election that will be coming up on April 4th. On last Friday, I did make sure that the ballots were certified as far as those that would be on the ballot, as there were no contesting that I was aware of. Also, regards to early voting will be in March. If you would like to try and take part of that, it is for 2 weeks. We will only have it here 1 week, but it starts at Will County Monday through Friday from March 20th to the 24th. And then the second week, they have that Saturday all the way through to April 2nd, so March 25th through April 2nd. The early voting will be here at Village Hall from Monday, March 27th to Saturday, which is April 1st. And as I mentioned, the actual voting day is April 4th. I will make sure that I post, starting online, the actual times that we'll have here at Village Hall for early voting. So I know I wasn't able to put that inside of the newsletter, but I'll make sure to continuously mention it and get it out there for you guys. End of report.
Great, thank you. Just a couple items under my report. I would like to start with Mr. and Mrs. Mush from Rainbow Farms, who have been in the community for 30 years. In gratitude to the village for our help in the smooth transition of the sale of their property, wished to make a donation. So I am pleased tonight to present on behalf of the Mushes their check to the Monee Historical Society in the amount of $1,500. So Christy, if you would like to come up for this. And then secondly, I would like to give a big shout out to the beautification group for the beautiful Christmas decorations. I think they did a phenomenal job. The village looked amazing. And I wanted to definitely say thank you for their time and effort in that. And we all look forward to see what they've got to bring for us in the future. So thank you for them for that. End of my report. So moving on to the administrator's report.
Thank you, Mayor. The first item under my report is the construction manager, Department of Public Works, new facility. This is a hot topic. We're excited. As a reminder, at the December 14, 2022 board meeting, White and Associates and PBS Building gave overview presentations showcasing their company's history and experience regarding construction management services for municipal building projects. They also shared their capabilities of providing professional services to the village regarding the construction management responsibilities of the village's proposed public works facility. Therefore, we respectfully request the board's approval to enter into a professional service agreement with one of these engineering firms for the construction management of the new public works facility. Board action request, a motion to select one of the engineering firms, White and Associates or PBS Bill, to oversee the construction management responsibilities of the new public works facility.
I'd like to make a motion for PBS to be selected for this facility.
I'll second that.
Tough decision. Both have a rapport with the village. Both have a very good standing with all their work, and especially the work that they've done, traffic studies and different projects that we've utilized them for, and current projects. So, very tough decision. But I think that we can't lose in this situation for the village. Either way we go. PBS, I'm in favor for, not only because they're local, but because of the past projects, the Amazon project they were on, and current project. I would like to see them go forward with this project, see us through to the next level, if you would. So I choose PBS.
Well, okay, I agree with Trustee Wilson. This really is a tough decision. Both gave, excellent presentations. Both, I think, with showcasing their work, both do phenomenal work. It is a very hard decision. I came in today honestly with a nod towards White, but I will go along with PBS with it. And we're not gonna go wrong with either of them. But I'm happy to have PBS.
I also came in favor of White, but it's a very, very thin margin. As both of the other two trustees have says, it's a difficult decision and everything like that. But I'm sure that whomever were to get this one, I would hope that the other would not be deterred from coming back for other future projects and everything. And I mean,
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakes?
yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item under my report is the Industrial Drive Water and Sanitary Project, Aries pay request number 7. The village has received a pay request invoice from Aries Inc. for work completed on the above referenced project. Aries Inc. invoice number 7 has been reviewed by staff and Robinson Engineering and find that the work is in substantial compliance with the plans and specifications. We respectfully recommend that Aries Inc. is entitled to payment of $332,136.01 as summarized below. Total earned to date is $1,371,882.33, less 5% retention, $68,594.11, for a subtotal of $1,303,288.22, less the previous billing of $971,152.21. The amount due this request is $332,136.01. Board action request is a motion to approve Aries Inc. pay request number 7 in the amount of $332,136.01.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion on this? Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item, Monee Water Tower Number 1, demolition and removal. The Village of Monee's Water Tower Number 1 has recently been dismantled and removed by Milbourne LLC. We have received Milbourne's pay request number 1 attached, which has been reviewed by staff and Robinson Engineering. The projected invoice is in substantial compliance with the plans and specifications. We respectfully submit this invoice and recommend that Milbourne LLC be paid in the amount of $65,000.00. The board action request is a motion to approve the final pay request to Milbourne LLC in the amount of $65,000.00.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion. These guys they did above and beyond. I mean, the price was, I know you look at that and you go, really? But the price was pretty well off. They went above and beyond, actually saving some pieces and some parts for the village and for future things that I'll bring up later on tonight. But they were just excellent, in and out, proper work, safe work, and I was rather impressed.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item, the Police Department purchase of 2 new 2023 Ford Interceptors. As the Board may recall, at the July 27th, 2022 Board meeting, Chief Kerner outlined the nationwide squad car shortage and the difficulties of purchasing municipal squads. Chief Kerner was able to locate a Ford dealership in Pennsylvania and purchase, with board approval, one of the 3 budgeted squads for fiscal year '23. This nationwide search for available vehicles would give cause to forego the state bid process. Chief Kerner has been in contact, or I should say last week he was contacted by the dealership and advised that 2 other squads that were ordered are now ready for purchase and delivery. The invoice is $43,960.00 for each. It should be noted that the chief has been able to secure a verbal agreement with McCandless Ford that they will continue to honor the Pennsylvania state government pricing. Attached in your packet are 2 separate invoices for the 2023 Ford Interceptors. A board action request is a motion to approve waiving the South Suburban Cooperative bid process.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion on that?
I think, again, it's just worth saying, Chief, thank you for your diligent work, hard work in finding these. This was no easy feat to find these vehicles, and especially at the pricing that we were able to find, so thank you.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Thank you, Board. Next item, Sunset Drive Water Main Improvements Project.
There's a
Hold on, we need
second.
to have a
I
part
am
2.
so sorry.
It's okay.
Apologize. Rusty.
The second request is a motion to approve the police department's purchase of two 2023 Ford Interceptor utility squads in the amount of $87,920.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second it.
Any discussion on that? Roll call, please.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Trustee Rakis.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. Next item, Sunset Drive Water Main Improvements Project. The village has received the attached invoice from M&J Underground, Inc. regarding the Sunset Drive Water Main Improvement Project. This water main project will bring new water main lines of service to our industrial area west of Interstate 57, which previously did not exist along Sunset Drive. Work is scheduled to begin later this winter, and the contractor has ordered the materials in preparation of a timely start. Therefore, we would recommend that M&J Underground is entitled to payment of the water main material costs in the amount of $173,774.00.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
Discussion?
From what I understand, we're buying this material now because in the future, it will, at the dates when they're actually going to be doing more and everything, we're buying it and paying for it now so that we can get it at a better rate and a better price, correct?
Correct, to a point. There was an elevated price because it's a little bit of an upgrade of what was ordered. What we ordered is on back order about 18 months.
Basically, it's a
18
buy
to
it now.
24. So buy it now, or we're going to lose it.
Yes, that's what I was getting at.
And no, we have no control of what the cost will be in
Exactly.
18 to 24 months. So now is the time to move.
Thank you, Ruben.
And I would just second, considering the way our winter is going, with any luck, talk about a timely start, we might be able to get an actual timely start this winter.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Rakis.
Yes.
Trustee Wilson.
Yes.
Trustee Udris.
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Yes.
Trustee Horn.
Yes.
Trustee Henson.
Yes.
Thank you, Board. The last item under my report is the 5511 West Court Street house that we recently purchased. This is up for discussion. The village has recently purchased a residence at 5511 West Court Street as part of addressing beautification projects within our commercial district. The village plans to demo the site by early fall and will utilize as open green space within the commercial district. The Monee Historical Society has contacted the village and asked for board consideration to salvage some of the antique woodwork and glass for possible display at the Heritage Center. At this time, I would like to bring this up for board consideration. I believe Trustee Horn and Trustee Henson have a few words to share with the board about this.
I don't have too much other than to say I know that I think the Historical Society is going to do a walkthrough, or members of the Historical Society will do a walkthrough with you tomorrow, is what I understand, and identify some of the salvage that they may be interested in, and go from there, see what can be pulled out and reused, or I do know that there are companies that would be very interested in some of that beautiful woodwork and doors and so forth, so maybe we can work out something so that it's just not thrown in a garbage pile.
And I would concur with Trustee Horn is that if there's something there that could be in the Heritage Society and be with the Historical Society would want to put in there, but we could go ahead and do that. And as Trustee Horn was talking to me about, is we can find, maybe they can find a company to go in there and do as he was saying, but I just was wanting to make sure that, and I had talked with Christina also, that they may have people that, and get a hold of people that can go in and they can do that so that we don't have village participation or employees taking up time for that. But I'm wholeheartedly in for that, for them to get whatever they need out of there.
From what I understand, there's some priceless lead glass and distinguished woodwork in there that we would hate to just destroy. So that's one of the benefits of having the Historical Society, that we can provide that option and not destroy history, right? That we can preserve it, so I'm all in favor for it.
And I would say, too, after the conversations that we've had over the years, too, there's probably several other homes, the the precious few that have made it, 174 years, I think is pretty impressive. And if we can save any of it, that would be to good use with the Historical Society. Thank you.
Christina, do you have anything you might want to add?
Thank you very much for the consideration. I just wanted to mention that the house is within the designated historical district of the 5-year or the comprehensive plan. And whereas we would love to save every house and restore it to its former glory, we understand perfectly well that there are houses that are in the condition that can't happen, or they're in a spot now whereas it's not in the best interest of the community to save that particular structure. However, thank you for giving us the opportunity to go through. This was the Colstead House. It's one of the earliest settlers in town. John Colstead had the lumber and coal business and the lumber yard that was across from the railroad tracks. Then his son Charles went into it, and finally Harvey was there, and he was on the fire department for many years, and the whole family were movers and shakers within the history of the community. So the woodwork in there, while I have not seen it, I'm sure they were some of the wealthier folks in town, so I think that there's a lot in there that's worth saving. Our plan would be to have it removed at no expense to the village, of course, and have it removed and then make a decision on what we could keep and display with a story behind it and what we might be able to sell to a company that would be able to do good works with it and put the proceeds towards the Historical Society and the center. So thank you very much for the opportunity to do that.
Thank you. So with, I guess, the next steps with maybe some direction from our attorney, I did surplus this maybe and go through.
Yes, sir. All I think we have to do is make a motion to acknowledge that it is surplus property and it will be donated to the Historical Society. Just a motion to that effect. I don't think you need an ordinance. Just a motion is fine.
I'll make the motion.
Second.
Well, we have this on the next agenda because it's not listed here, so we can have it on there for you guys to have final action at the next board meeting.
That's fine. We could do it that way.
Okay. Thank you very much. That's the end of my report.
Thank you. Moving on to the officials' reports. Public Works, Trustee Horn.
Good evening, everyone. You heard us mention in agenda item H5 about M&J Underground. As we mentioned, we've taken delivery of 1,800 feet of 12-inch water main pipe for the upcoming Sunset Drive water main project. We expect construction to begin early spring. And due to supply chain issues, of course, we took early delivery of that material. So it's ready to begin when the weather breaks. Of course, the weather has broken, but I'm sure it's going to snow again at some point and get cold. Public Works responded. Now, this is a great example here of stuff, and I asked Ed, our Public Works supervisor, director, to put this in for me to talk about because this is one of these unsung events that probably 99% of the village didn't realize happened. But Public Works responded to a water main break in the early morning hours of January 4th. Located on Route 50 near Industrial Drive, a 6-inch hydrant valve failed, causing water levels in Monee's west water tower to drop overnight. The leak was contained at approximately 6 a.m. The installation excuse me, of a new hydrant assembly was completed by mid-afternoon. Water levels in Monee's east water tower were sufficient to maintain adequate pressure system-wide, and only 2 customers in the immediate vicinity of the repair experienced disruption in their water service, and those were businesses, not residences. So the timeline for this is that Public Works was alerted to the leak at about 9 p.m. and then they were all staffed up by about 11 p.m. and they worked through the night and were done at 3 p.m. the next day. And like I say, most of us didn't know anything about it. We went about our lives as we normally do, and thank you to the Public Works for taking care of that. Lastly, the Christmas decorations are down, and so we're just awaiting the Valentine's decorations now, right? Is that, no? No, okay, never mind, scratch that. But the Christmas decorations are down, end of report.
Thank you. Moving on to Parks and Recreation, Trustee Gonzalez.
And on that note, speaking of holidays, the holidays are over and Parks and Recreation programs are offering great fitness classes to help with those resolutions. Muay Thai, Taekwondo, and yoga are all starting soon again. Come try out these classes once free and decide if you'd like to join. That's new. Nice. 2023 baseball and softball registration begins tonight until 8 p.m. at the Parks Building. Again, on January 14th, 9 a.m. to noon, February 1st from 5 to 8 p.m., and February 4th, 9 a.m. to noon as well. And more information is available on the website under the Parks and Recreation tab. Our next senior luncheons will be January 18th, February 15th, and March 15th, and the fee is $5, and you can register right here at Village Hall. And just beginning 2023, but looking ahead to 2024, which is Monee, I said the years wrong, is the 150th birthday. So we'll be beginning planning for a year-long celebration, invite residents, businesses, and organizations to help plan this joyous event. Stay tuned for when that birthday planning meetings will begin. And an update on the Pavilion Rebuild Project. The project has been going out for bids with PBS, and once that process is completed, all the products will be ordered. It'll be about 12 weeks to see the structure go up. However, the prep work could begin prior to that. And look for the latest newsletter in your mailboxes this week for lots more exciting information. And the other thing I wanted to say, we talked a little bit about the beautification group. All of us have. It's a very small group. And though they have done a fabulous job, always looking for volunteers who would like to be a part of that as well. Meetings could be quarterly or monthly or Zoom-like, if you will. But if anybody else would like to volunteer for that, always accept those volunteers. And lastly, we'd like to recognize, again, Diana Kroll, who has been appointed to the IAPD, the Illinois Association of Park Districts Municipal Committee, member on behalf of the Village of Monee for a year. So it's an honor for her to represent the Village of Monee and be a representative for all municipal parks and recreations in the state of Illinois. And usually the attention all goes to the park district, so it's fantastic that IAPD recognized a village department to be on this committee. So thank you, Diana. End of report.
Thank you very much. Moving on to Finance, Trustee Rakes.
Thank you, Mayor. The village tax levy was filed with Will County Clerk's Office on 12/16/22. The village administration has begun the budget process for the fiscal year of 2024. The village has been updating its information technology systems and has completed email migration to the cloud. The village has also been working on a new website that is set to go live January 25th, 2023. The MFA is also in progress. Rather than just asking for a username and password, requires one or more additional verification factors, which decreases the likelihood of a successful cyber attack. Last week, completion of reconfiguration and new licensing with Laserfish has provided access for more staff members to archive data digitally. This was a critical step to make important documents digital, for example, HR records, surveys, and other important documents. This was a critical step in our movement to go paperless and create a cloud portal for licenses, applications, and other timely processes. The desktop in the Water Department office at Public Works all received a facelift with new components and Windows 11 installation to extend their lives for a few more years. End of report.
Great, thank you very much. Economic Development, Trustee Wilson.
Yes, thank you, Mayor. First, I would like to say Happy New Year to everyone, and I hope that you enjoyed your holiday. Under Project Magnify Monee, as you've heard, that the village website is near completion, and final touches are being made, and is scheduled to release on the 25th. The village is moving forward with illuminating the gateway signs and has experienced a delay due to the LED parts being on back order for the LED lights, so it's going to take a little longer than anticipated. A reminder, Dunkin' Donuts redevelopment project on Monee Manhattan Road is complete, and please check them out. Director Bill Barnes is considering other avenues of promoting the village and are to be announced. Under Project Unite Monee, Vortman Still acquisition of Raybo Farms, a 27-acre property, was finalized on December 21st. At this time, we have still talks, and Vortman also are going through different talks with also GSU and trying to establish a training program at their facility also. So they're going to be a vital part in the future of Monee. At this time, Director Bill Barnes would like to share pictures.
Thank you. There we go.
This is going to be the Seafried Development Building Update. It's groundbreaking for this 840,000 square foot logistics center building on campus. Took place August 25th, and as of last week has nearly all 4 walls up.
As Trustee Wilson said, I think it's important to not only hear black and white, but also to see visuals, and we don't all drive by that way, but it's obviously, this is a huge development, I think 840-some thousand square feet. When the mayor and I attended the groundbreaking August 25th and talking to Cushman Wakefield and Seafried, and they said, so when is this going to be done? And they said, it should be July. And I said, July 23? And so they said, oh, absolutely. So, and so this is kind of from the groundbreaking. And this is how it looks 2 days ago. All 4 walls are up. It's just moving right along. Detention pond that you see in the front. So they moved fast. That's it.
Thank you, Director Barnes. Water main extension, as you've heard, we had Trustee Horn. How can I forget? We mentioned about the redundancy. It's a vital part of the village, because when you're enticing these large corporations, these big businesses, multi-million-dollar outfits, they want to know how you're going to protect their assets, right? We just had an incident where we had a leak that caused a minor disruption, only 2, but we want to make sure that we can provide service to the west end across I-57 without disruption if we do have an anomaly such as one that we occurred. So this is very vital to the future and economic development of the village. It sounds like it's not sexy. It doesn't catch your eye. This is money spent on up front for the future. So this is one of those necessary things that we've with the direction of our current administration, have put the foresight into this and making sure that seeing through this project. So this is a very important project to get this redundancy loop in place that will protect not only the residents but also our commercial property on the west end. As we know, we said that we talked about Seafried. Director Barnes is still working tirelessly on grocery store options. As we know, you don't choose grocery stores choose you. So we're currently going through that process. And with that, we want to introduce or talk about walkable cities, walkable city programs. Cities use planning, design, and density to maximize walking and minimize driving. The Safe Routes to School program, CARES Act funds, comprehensive plan for the village are allowing us to do this. So we think about cities like Frankfurt, right, or Crown Point, and we think about if we visit those cities and the accessibility through walking. Well, part of that is we're implementing that also. Will Center and safe passage to school and getting the sidewalks on Court Street, utilizing those funds that are available and not putting that stress or burden solely on the residents or taxpayers of the village, but utilizing these grants, excess CARES Act funds, and whatever's available to us, and taking full advantage of that, the village being diligent about how we spend the money. So those things are coming to fruition. This year is going to be a very impactful year. Bless you. And so you're going to see a lot of construction. You're going to see a lot of beautification. You're going to see a lot of those things that we see and appreciate in other towns that it's coming here. So fasten your seatbelt and enjoy the ride. Right? Also, as always, when available, shop Monee. End of report, Mayor.
Thank you. Building Services, Trustee Henson.
Thank you, Mayor, and Happy New Year to one and all. Let's see how we can do with 2023 and move forward. We had 28 permits were issued in the month of December for a value of $282,163. We have 11 homes scheduled for resale inspection, and we are presently on in-house training and on local location there at the Building Services for Building and Fire Academy in progress for our new code compliance officers. And it has been going well, and we got everybody there now. Now we just got to make sure they all have the training and fully staffed, which how many departments can say that right now? So that's pretty proud. Thank you.
Good.
End of report.
Thank you. Public Safety, Trustee Udris.
Thank you, Mayor. Also, Happy New Year to everybody. Hope everybody had a absolutely wonderful holiday season. And I'll echo what Trustee Henson said. Let's make 2023 even better. Monee Emergency Management Agency, just to give you kind of a wrap-up for their year last year. They finished 2022 with 33 calls for service. They completed 55 trainings. They had 33 details for a total of 121 events. That's a total volunteer hours of 1,451 with a savings to the village of $29,919. Volunteer hours again. It just blows me away. I'm so proud of them. On the average, every third day there was an activity that involved EMA. On December 20th, EMA assisted Monee Police with traffic control for a vehicle crash that involved a semi. On December 22nd, EMA put in 36 hours of winter storm prep work, communicating with all village and area departments and the National Weather Service for the winter storm. EMA responders provided 76 hours of assistance to motorists and semi-trucks. On Christmas Eve, EMA assisted Monee Police with police and fire for a house fire in Country Fair subdivision. EMA responders, and I am terrible with last names, so I apologize in advance, but EMA responders, Lieutenant Chad Simpson, Sergeant Norm Flagg, Romulus Barris, and Jim Patz, and Brian Glim. Again, I'm sorry if I butchered your name. But these names have been submitted to the President's Volunteer Service Award Council for their hours of service that they provided to Monee EMA. And those will be presented their awards at a future board meeting. So congratulations to them, and a huge thank you to all of them for the hours that they so selfishly volunteer to our village. For Monee Police Department, the Safety Act trailer drama continues as it is now moved to the Illinois Supreme Court for review. The court has ordered a stay of the legislation, which means that any part of the act that was supposed to have taken effect on January 1st is now on hold. However, this does not affect the body cams, the training mandates, and certification language. We reasonably assume that no decision will be made prior to June. And lastly, and certainly not least, we'd like to welcome Dakota Hamende, close enough, to our department this week. He's going to begin his assignment as a recruit with the Illinois State Police Academy. Dakota is 23 years old. He's from Bradley, Illinois, comes to us with a bachelor's degree. So welcome and good luck to Dakota. End of report.
Great, thank you very much. Moving on to the attorney's report.
Thank you, Mayor. I have 4 items for the board's consideration. The first item is the ordinance relative to Court Street crosswalk ordinance. I believe this was talked about at the last board meeting. I drafted this ordinance, and it's up for the board's review and consideration.
I will make that motion.
I'll second.
Any discussion on this?
How soon can we get it up?
Again, thank you to Ed from Public Works and everybody that helped kind of figure out the best solution for this. Hopefully we can slow some traffic down and hopefully say that we saved some lives doing that, so.
And to Doug for your homework, too.
Roll call, please.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Rakes?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
2023.
Thank you, Mayor. The next item I'd like to talk about is not relative to Title III, because I know that'll take some discussion, but I noticed that Mr. and Mrs. Swalish is present tonight. The zoning board had a favorable recommendation to the village board for a variance application. The ordinance is not within the packet, but they are here tonight for any discussion the board may have relative to their property at 6924 Tricia Court. They are constructing a 1,500 square foot storage building. So what I'm attempting to do, Mr. and Mrs. Swallow, so you don't have to come the next time. If there's any questions from the board, they can address them tonight, so. Okay. You're not going to build for a while anyway, are you?
Do you guys have any questions?
I expect a bigger Christmas display now that you have a bigger building to store your stuff.
I will tell you that's the reason we have nowhere to put stuff anymore. So we have a couple red dot storages, and we can't grow, we can't build anything bigger, essentially. So until we have that, and I planning and zoning. If you guys looked at the documents, we're trying to make it look. We're gonna use the same materials, so it looks like the house still complements, and it's not just a metal building that's gonna be out there. It's gonna complement the house. That'll have the same smart siding and stuff. Anything else?
I was at the P&Z meeting, and it's very well planned out and very thorough. It was impressive.
Mr. Swallow should be on the next agenda. I don't think you have to be here, but you're welcome to, obviously, okay?
Thank you.
That's not next Wednesday, following Wednesday. Okay. Thank you. The next item, this is an amendment to Title III, Chapter 3, Section 6 of the liquor license. It's up for the board's review and consideration. I believe Mr. Patel and his representative is here tonight, but the ordinance is up to increase the number of licenses from 3 to 4. So it's up for the board's review and consideration.
I'll make that motion.
I'll second.
Discussion, please.
Well, I guess, excuse me, my question is that this really is related to, it is related to the liquor license, but the real issue, as I understand it, is the inclusion or the ability to have gambling machines in somebody's place of business because they need to have this license. Is that correct?
Yes, sir.
So I guess they're wrapped together. So there is, I know Mr. Patel is all ready to give a presentation tonight. Can we hear the presentation first, or, because they seem to hinge together, very much so.
I was going to ask the same thing.
Yeah, yeah, I'm good with that.
I do have some questions about this as well, so, for sure.
You want to ask the question first, or?
I think I'm going to let you, maybe you'll answer my question in the presentation, so.
So the last time I did presentation was in college. So this is about me. So I'm the franchisee at Monee location. So I've been 7-Eleven franchisee for 15 years. I had my first store in Frankfurt, and my second store was 6 years back in New Lenox, and I also have gaming over there. And last time when I came in, there was a little confusion about the parking spot, how many parking spot I have. So this is an aerial view of 7-Eleven location. So we have 15 parking spot. This is legal 15 spots with one handicap. So total 16 parking spots. So after taking over, I installed 2 big screen TVs and 16 cameras, so that gives a good view of the whole store to the employees and customer walking in, and it just creates a safe environment. And we also installed 16 8-feet LED lights to bright up the store, which again it just makes the store look bright, safe, and comfortable atmosphere all time of the all the daytime and nighttime as well. And we also installed a water filtration system this year. So it has about 14 water filtration cartridges, and there is a water softener system. Just to, because the water is little well water and hard water, and it's not good for the coffee and fountain machine. And we are proposing for a video gaming license, and this is where it's gonna go. So the Monee location is it's a really big store for 7-Eleven, and this is one of the biggest store in Illinois. So we have plenty of room to make room for 6 machine and 1 redemption machine. And this is how it's gonna spot it out at the current location. And we are gonna build a room just like how it looks over here. So that way it's away from all other customer who are not gonna play, and they're just coming for their everyday things. And it will have an entry door like this, and there will be a ID reader, so that way customer can scan their driver license to enter inside, and this way we can prevent underage gambling. And this is how the ID reader looks like.
This is what you
And-
have already in New Lenox?
Yeah. And we'll also have buzzer system, which is there is going to be a button under the register, so for a customer who comes all the time, so they don't have to scan their ID. And these are the signs that we are required, and we put in the inside the gaming room. So the other concern was how we'll serve the beer and wine in the store. So basically, there's going to be a small cooler which looks like this. It's a small cooler which is going to be behind the counter. So if customer wants to buy a drink, they will purchase the drink, and a sales associate will not give the customer drink open one, but he will take the drink to the room and open inside. and customer cannot take a drink from a beer door, which is for everybody else, and take that one inside. So it has to be purchased from behind the counter.
Okay, about that,
Yes.
that was one of my questions.
Yeah.
What stops a person from buying, say, a six-pack and walking in there with it? Like if they came and they got gas and then went to the back cooler and wanted to throw $20 in a machine, how does that work? Do you have them leave their things outside the gaming room, or how? I understand that it's a
So-
refrigerator and that's what he can buy out of,
So
but
basically, at my location in New Lenox, we have a sign outside that no outside drink or food allowed in the gaming location. So in case somebody is purchasing something, so they cannot take anything inside. They have to leave outside behind the counter. So they cannot take anything from the store and walk inside the gaming room.
Or they could take it, put it out in their vehicle, and then come in and
Have you, Mr. Patel, have you had any issues with that at your other location?
No, so one of the slides states that average drinks that are served at 7-Eleven, which has gaming location, it's 5 drinks in 3 months. So we don't actually sell drinks for customer, because the customer who comes to play slots, they don't actually drink inside. It's not like casino. So we have customer who comes every day but never buys a drink. It's a very rare occasion somebody buys a drink.
Is there a limit on the drinks?
So we have 2 drink limit per customer. And yeah. So that's all I have.
Mr. Patel, the ID reader, is that a requirement, or is that just
No,
something you've done on your own?
It's not required.
That's
Even
actually,
buzzer is not required.
okay, but that's actually a good step.
Yeah.
It keeps, there's a lot of
So-
fraudulent IDs out there, and
Yeah.
that will catch that, so that's a good measure to have.
And basically, I'm just trying to say that, so to get the gaming license, selling beer and wine is not what I want to do. And it does not, the customer who comes in, they are not interested in drinking while playing. It's a very rare occasion somebody drinks. But even if they do, we have a limit of 2 drinks per customer, and that's it. And one more concern, somebody told me that they have that we are open 24 hours. So how would that impact gaming? So gaming machine license is from the time my gaming license starts. So let's say if it's Monday, it starts 6 a.m. until 12 until midnight. Then the machine has a technology where they set it up, the company set it up. It starts at 6 a.m. and automatically shuts down at midnight. And that's the only time it will be open, and that's the only time we can serve alcohol as well. So it's not that if there is a gaming machine in 7-Eleven, it's going to be 24 hours drinking.
So basically, this roughly the same hours that a bar or a restaurant that serves
Yes.
alcohol would be
Yeah.
enforced because of the liquor license and
Correct.
such. So it would not be 24 hours.
so Larry, what we were talking about earlier with class, that doesn't apply then, because if he's making his own hours, it would,
I'm not making my own hours. So when I get the license, so whatever hours on my license, that becomes my hours for gaming.
okay,
And the reason I'm asking for a pouring license is because if I don't have pouring license, I cannot apply for gaming license.
I understand. I'm for it, as long as it's safe and we can, you've done a great job over there from what I've
Thank
seen and how things have cleaned up. Thank you for doing those things. I have my own reasonings as to why I feel the way I do towards it. One is that you cleaned everything up, straightened it up. It looks great over there. I don't know if I can say what I have to say, so I'm going to stop now. But thank you.
Anyone else has a question?
Just as in your presentation here, not only have you taken care of like security and safety by putting in all of the lights, maybe you didn't need all of those lights, but
No,
you
I
chose
did
to
not.
do that. You have the cameras and I believe even a microphone in there, if I'm not mistaken, up by the register.
Yes.
You did upgrades and modifications and had kept the place clean and you didn't have to have the door scanner, but you chose to do that. It looks like you have thought up everything and every possible scenario for this. It looks like you have really thought about it, and from what I've been told from the clerk from New Lenox, who has nothing bad to say about you, about them helping them with their ordinances on this specific type of things. I've been watching, I live very close to 7-Eleven. I've been watching over the last year and a half or better, and that 7-Eleven has been seriously a lot better place than it was the prior 10 years. And I applaud you for that.
Thank you.
And I just have a couple things too, Mr. Patel. So again, and I will say too, and all of us who've lived, sorry, I've got a frog too. All of us who have lived here for a long time can obviously see, and you're a very responsible franchisee, and I understand that 7-Eleven approached you to come basically save this store, and that's what I would love to commend you on, so thank you for that, and it does not go unnoticed by anybody here. That being said, and I wanted to know, and I guess I just wanted to ask you your reasoning. So this store is big, one of the biggest in the state. You have others. Why are you asking for a gaming license at this location?
So the reason I'm here is for business, and business needs growth. So I want to grow. That's why I need a gaming license. And I'm asking what everybody else in the town has. I'm just asking the same.
That's the exact words that I was afraid you were going to say. That being said, that's why
But I
know there's plenty of buts, and just please. And we want you to grow too, but I would much rather have you grow by selling 200,000 more gallons of gasoline than putting in a gaming, room in 7-Eleven. And, and I applaud your efforts and everything already that you've already done. And if you've been in New Lenox for a while, how much is your revenue, extra revenue in the New Lenox store from gaming a month or annually?
About $10,000.
Annually?
Per month.
Per month?
Yeah.
And the size of New Lenox is 46,000 people now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And in New Lenox, we have 3 gas and wash. The one which has 10 gaming machine in one. So we have 3 in size of New Lenox, plus all other licenses.
Is that $10,000 for all of them or just one? Is that for
All of
everything?
them,
All of
monthly, right?
Yeah.
Total.
I think what problem we're going to run into is, how do you say one can and one can't? And then everybody that's going to want a license or not to be allowed a license and then to be viewed as though it's different. You can't say some can and some can't.
Yes, you can.
we're here.
No, I understand, and I get what you're saying, because I do agree. At what point do we have to say no? I think that's a very valid point.
He said the words himself, he wants what everybody else has, and we, as a board, yes, I'm only one vote, and how I feel is that we do have the option or the right to say how many or how many don't, because somebody comes in, and I made the point, and, sorry, the sap over here, what if a guy comes in, and not to say that it would ever happen, or it's already happened, guy comes in to put $20 of gas in his car, he walks in with his 20, let me go see if I can double it. and loses his 20. Now he can't get to, he doesn't have his gas and he can't get to work for the rest of the week. So, and I know it might never happen, but this is a scenario.
They can do the same thing with lottery.
Exactly. So, and like I said,
They can do the
everybody.
same thing with alcohol.
And
Yeah,
this is why, we have the option. We have alcohol licenses, we have a limit on that. A gaming license, the gaming license has to come with a liquor license. And the state of Illinois calls it what? A sin tax, right?
Right.
So there's a reason why that word was chosen, right?
Absolutely.
So this is how I feel, and that's why we, as a board, have the right to say yes or no, or if we have a one. And all I'm gonna say, the last thing I will say, is if somebody wants to come in or wants to game, they can put their $20 in their, in the gas tank or whatever, and if they want to have a beer or a wine, and I'm sorry, I'm going to say it out loud, they can walk 500 feet and go into 2 other establishments and get a beer and game.
Well, according to the IGB, Illinois Gaming Board, they're driving over to DePetro and TA. They're number 1 and 2. Number 3 is the Lacey's. So if you were initially when we put this together, we said that we wanted to set up some procedure to follow, guidelines. 1 year established business and in good standing with the village, and also that not solely in business for the sole purpose of gaming. Well, Mr. Patel has done that. I know the first time he was up, I voted against it, but that was because I had more questions than answers. Since then, I met with him twice and got a better perspective on his business and where he's going and the type of individual he is, responsible business owner. So with that being said, he followed it. He was shot down the first time. He didn't kick his can and turn his back on the village, but he still hung in there and became still a good friend to the village and partner and stakeholder. So the IGB says, they're going to the truck stops. They're going to the Lacey's, the specifically designated places for gaming. The rest of them are casual, getting that gas or driving by or doing it part of business, but that we also understand that that revenue that's generated from there. The last quarter, you were talking about for the TA, probably for the village portion of it, $7,500 from the TA, the pilot $5,800, from Lacey's $4,600, and this is going to Parks and Recreation. This is not going in vain. This is putting back into the village. So we have to take in consideration that also. This is not just a negative, that it also is a positive. Positive business owner, we understand that I have no preference for gaming. That's my personal preference. People do, and they're going to do it, regardless if we had one place in town, we allowed it. So as Trustee said that we can't, I'm tired. But if we have opened up Pandora's box, so to speak, we're here, we've allowed it, and we could monitor it. We are monitoring it, but we set these guidelines in place for a reason. Were they in vain or just for show? I don't know, but I'm going to follow him. He's 1 year good standing. He's not solely in business for the sole purpose of gaming. Honestly, he has the largest facility out of all of them that has the room, and it's well lit. It's not dimly lit. It's not you're going into the den. So with that, I would be in favor.
So let me ask, this is a question actually for the board members. How many of you think we have too few, how many think we need more gambling machines in town?
That I think we need?
More. Do we need more gambling machines in town?
Do we need less?
No, the question is, do we need, how many think we need more?
I'll be right out and open. I'm not a proponent of gaming machines myself at all. But the previous administration has opened up the floodgates for this, and who are we to say, I know we are. We are. But we can say no.
Yes, we can. So, and I think, so, I don't think we need any more machines. You know, we're asking, how do we stem this? How do we stop this? Well, it stops here. I think what you need to realize, Board, is that, you know, you obviously are an astute businessman. You've done a great job with cleaning up that 7-Eleven. It looks great. You've invested money into it. And you're doing what a businessman does. You look for revenue streams. You look for ways to make money. That I don't fault you at all for that. However, as trustees, we have something bigger to look at. We are entrusted, as it were, to look after the village. That's why we were elected. So we can say, we're only going to have 4 licenses right now? 3 licenses. We can say 3 is all we're going to give out, because that's enough. We can say that. That's our job to do. I don't see people lined up around the corner at any of the other establishments. I don't see it. It's not like there's a huge demand for more seating, more machines. And as you pointed out, Heidi, in that block, there's 2 other places to go. So if even somebody didn't have a car or didn't want to walk to the truck stop, they lived in the old section of town, they could walk there and they've got 2 choices where to go. The other issue, as I see it, is the other machines are at Frankie's and at Straight Home Bar and Grill. So those are primarily places that adults go into. You know, kids may come in with their parents, especially to Frankie's stuff, but children do frequently go to the 7-Eleven on their own, especially during the summer, to buy Slurpee, chips, or candy. And so what is the message that they see when they come in?
Which is why there's an enclosed room they're not allowed into. They won't see it. They
Let me
won't go
finish,
in.
please. Thank you, John. So what do they see when they look to the right? They see an enclosed room, and they see people gambling. And they see, over the course of years, you know, as they grow up, they conclude that this is normal adult behavior. This is the way things are. I would say to you, Board, that these machines do not encourage or promote human flourishing. We as parents, and most of you are parents here, tried to teach our children to work hard, be responsible, get to work on time, give 100% of the job. When you do this, you'll probably start moving up in the world. If you're frugal, you don't spend more than you make, you have a plan, you'll be financially stable. These gambling machines send the exact opposite message, okay? We all know why the state allowed gambling in the first place. They want more money because the state is lousy with managing their money. So they're always looking for other revenue streams. So they sweeten the pot and they give us some as well. But the ones who are making money are the gambling machine company, AXA, right? I think it's AXA. We get some, the village, and of course, the premises that host these. The people who are losing money are the players of these games. I don't want to see this as a normal way of life. The discussion here is not to ban all machines in towns. That discussion has happened already. That ship's sailed. So we're not here to discuss that. We are here to say, is this the best thing for our village, to have another place that has these? Now, as I've mentioned, Mr. Patel, doing a great job there. But just because you're doing a great job there, does that mean that he should get a license? No, we have to look at the bigger picture. We have to look out for our interests in the village. This does not help the village, this does not help the residents, and it certainly sends the wrong signal to minors. It tarnishes the reputation of Monee as a great place for families, and I don't want any part of it.
Okay, I'd like a chance to also talk, and you have some points, Doug, but I'm going to say, I think that we have the ordinance in place not to limit and stop other gaming, institutions from coming into town. I think we have it in place so that we can control it. Make sure that they've reached certain levels, make sure that they have accomplished certain things so that they're not relying solely on the gaming to be able to promote their business. I've been into several of the businesses in town that have gaming, and honestly, most of them, if you're not looking for it, you're not seeing it. I've never heard of anybody complaining about issues of people gaming while they're trying to enjoy a meal. Nobody said anything to me about that. What the officers that I've talked to when I've done ride-alongs, I've asked them if they've had any issues with gaming. The response I get back is, no, not really. And it really isn't a big deal. You say that we don't need to have any, allow any more gaming because we have others. Well, if we're using that line of thinking, then we don't need any more restaurants, we don't need any more gas stations, we don't need to sell any more soda, we don't need to sell any more hamburgers, we don't need to sell any more french fries, because there's a place you can go to get them in town. And I don't think that's the reason that we say yes or no to somebody coming in to be able to put gaming in their business. For me personally, I like to promote business in town. If part of promoting their business is helping them be successful and they feel that being successful is having gaming, I think that's their decision as a business owner to be able to make that decision. It's a huge investment to be able to bring this in. This isn't something that you just decide on a whim, I'm going to do. There's construction to create an area. There's the cost of the games, the cost of the licenses. It's a long, drawn-out project from start to finish to be able to bring it in. It does sometimes concern me if a business is saying that they needed to save their business, yet they want to invest that money. I do have a concern with that. One of the concerns that I did have with this coming in was the visibility of it with your store and how you plan to address that. The picture that you had of the racking with merchandise around the room blocks it very nicely. You have a small window when you first walk in the door, and as somebody who's worked retail, people walking in the door of a store, they have a spot that they call the landing strip of how far is it before you walk into a store, before you stop and actually take a look around to see what's in that store. Most of the time, the average for that is 15 to 20 feet inside the store. This falls within that. Most people probably aren't going to pay attention to it unless they're looking for it. You have my support.
And you have my support as well. I just don't think we should micromanage people's lives as to what they should or should not do. That is not my responsibility to make sure somebody doesn't do what they can with their $20. Can they be more responsible? We can all be more responsible somewhere, I'm sure. He's put the money into his business. He's lined it out. Everything there has, from what I can understand, has gotten better since he's taken over and cleaned the place up. It looks very inviting to go in for a store. As Trustee Udrich said, so we sell a burger here, we can't sell one there.
We don't have
That's-
ordinance on licenses, how many burger places or pizza places we have. We do have for gaming
We
licenses.
do on
And-
liquor also,
and-
but
right.
Frankie's, Brian's, Labas, those gas stations, they all have liquor license. And even Mr. Patel's store, there's liquor there. The kid right in the coolers, there's beverages, juice, soda pop, water, beer. It comes down to parenting, honestly. That's we can't, you raise them while they're young, so when they get old, they know what to do. So we can't be their parents, so to speak, once they're of age. That's up to them. So the theory or the basis of the having more or allowing more gaming in this scenario, I don't think it's a good it's apples and oranges because there's all kinds of temptation out there, right? There's all kinds of things that aren't good for you in excess, but this happens to be one of those sin tax items, but people have to make a decision on their own.
And advertising, anybody has, I mean, look on the outside of stores. I think you said the lottery. They all advertise. Does everybody partake? I don't really play the lottery unless that gets big. So I don't see the issue. Do I see an issue with everybody having gambling machines in their facility? Does it hurt? I don't have that data, and there isn't enough data that I've read that would support not giving the man his license for what work he's done there, and it's only gotten better. I don't see a point to not do that. You asked the question, do we need another license? Do we need another facility to allow somebody to gamble? Well, do we take some away? We already opened that gate, so I think that, that this is what it is.
I guess that's my point, is that the buck stops here at this board. And so, if we're going to open it up to 4, why not 10?
Because we said that they had to be within 1 year good standing with the village, and that they weren't solely in business for the purpose of gaming. And
So essentially, as long as they go through those guidelines,
That
there
we
is
set.
no limit on how many we will issue.
that we set those guidelines.
And
I
we
know,
did.
that's what we're.
And and John, I think you, the words, like the previous administration, opened the floodgates. That's exactly the opposite of what we did. We did this ordinance and put, the previous administration did not open the floodgates by putting a limit on it, so there wouldn't be floodgates. Nobody's opening floodgates, and if we let everybody who comes, just because he's a really nice guy, get a gaming license, then the floodgates are open.
And that was part of the process of making it a case by case. And this case is a very good one, in my personal opinion.
I agree.
I concur.
You made a really good point. You did what you had to do. If it was still, there was, if chiefs were to tell us, guys, there's a lot of riffraff because of these gaming machines, I'm sure we'd start pulling them. It's gotten better. The store looks great. He's got 1 million parking spots. I don't know why we say no.
Ready to vote?
I make
We have a
motion
first
that-
and a second already.
I make a.
We already have a first and a second.
Okay.
So,
A
roll
first and
call.
a second for approving one?
This is, we made a
For the
motion for
li-
the
for-
liquor
for
license.
For the license.
The
Yeah,
license,
for the
liquor license,
Okay,
yes.
just making sure.
Trustee Gonzalez,
No.
trustee Horn,
No.
trustee Henson,
Yes.
trustee Rakis,
Yes.
trustee Wilson,
Yes.
trustee Udris,
Yes.
2024.
Thank you, Mr. Patel.
Thank you. The next item would be a motion to approve the issuance of a Class C liquor license to 7-Eleven.
I'll make that motion.
Second?
Discussion? Okay.
Trustee Horn,
Everything's been said.
trustee Henson,
Yes.
trustee Rakis,
Yes.
trustee Wilson,
Yes.
trustee Udris,
Yes.
trustee Gonzalez.
No.
Did you get my vote? I didn't hear that.
You're trustee Horn.
Did I? I didn't vote, though.
Voted yes.
No. No.
No, you voted. What's your?
Who's this guy here? No, it's a no. You got that, right?
Yes.
Thank you, Mayor. And the last item is authorization for the mayor to execute closing documents on the Public Works Building. It looks like we'll probably close hopefully within 14 to 21 days, but we still need a motion authorizing the mayor to execute the closing documents.
I'll make that motion. That's the one over on industrial, right? Yeah, I'll make that motion.
Second.
Any discussion on that one? Roll call, please.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
That's all I have, Mayor.
Thank you very much. Anybody unfinished business?
Yes. I was just wanting to inquire about the radar signs. Where are we at with that?
Ready to go in. So it's just a matter of, Public Works has been tied up on some stuff. With some other issues, we've pretty much got a location, both eastbound and westbound that we think would be the best spots for it. Eastbound will be right in front of the church area there. Come off the bridge, hit the curb,
Yep.
hit the sign. The westbound will be probably about halfway between the Golf Vista entrance and the Village Hall entrance.
Thank you.
If that pleases you.
Thank you. I just really want to get them in there.
Real quick on a timeline, once we get Julie's call in, okay, request call in, we can have them up by the middle of next week.
Awesome.
That's what I want to do. Thank you.
Any new business, anyone?
Yes, as a matter of fact.
Actually, can I mention something under
Oh,
the
yes, sorry.
unfinished? So I wanted to just make sure that that the board know, regards to the records and retention that we started a couple of years ago. I actually got back on it on last week, and of the things that, with me speaking with the state rep, there were items that were previously given the okay to dispose of back in 2003. However, a lot of them were not disposed of. Originally, for years, they have been telling me, no, I had to resubmit it again to get the approval again to be able to get rid of it. However, now they told me that it's okay to get rid of those that have already been okayed. So, as of last week, there were water bill stubs and other water bill information previously from year 2000, from May 2000, June 2000, all the way through 2002. All of those have been shredded and disposed of. The other things, because of the way, I will have other things put to the side after speaking with the administrator. They be put to the side for a later date to be able to either have a truck come in and shred on a larger scale. But I'll make sure that also each department head has the guidelines of what can be disposed of, or I should say, what can be put to the side for us to go through to submit for disposal. So I just would urge any department, I know sometimes you feel like you might want to throw some away, please don't, because there are some things that still have not gotten approval since 1987, some of them 1976, and you can't just get rid of it. So we'll be going through those, and I'll be contacting each department to coordinate that. And that'll be it.
Great, thank you. Any other unfinished?
No, there was new business with
Okay, any new business?
I have something for you, Chief. It's for Angel Sense. It is something to hide the device for women or girls. It just unzips, and this is I don't have any, but for hair for a girl or a guy, I guess. But you hide the device in there, they wouldn't even know they were carrying it. And give me 1 second.
If you want to practice with that, I'll tell you where you are. On your wrist.
There you go. So, but there's a bunch of them.
Awesome.
There you go. But that's it.
Thank you, Chuck. Any other new business?
Yes, as a matter of fact. We've all seen the pictures, and we all know about the water tower, and, you know, it's going to be really different going down the road and not seeing that water tower there. There were 4 stars that were on the water tower. And what I'd like to do is I'd like to get on the agenda or get an understanding of where these 4 stars I believe should go. One of them, first and foremost, I believe should go to the fire department, because they're the ones that have been taking care of those lights and crawling up there and doing maintenance on those forever. And I believe that they should have one, and that they deserve one of those lights. Now, with the other 3, one for the police station, one for the village hall, and one for the Heritage Center, I believe would be the best way to sort those out. And I was just wanting to put that on record and see what we could do about that. Secondly, with the water tower also, the folks that took it down and everything, and like I said, they went above and beyond. I said earlier, they have cut out not only the Monee piece that will be eventually put in front of the new DPW, from what I understand, but they cut out another fairly large piece. And what I propose is that we donate that piece to the Historical Society, to where it can be cut up, and they can do a fundraiser to raise money for the Heritage Center. And they're always needing a little money. They always need to get a little bit of money, and I think this would be a good way of them being able to do that. And also that the village of Monee, the folks that have been around for a while, they want to keep a piece of history of their own. I believe I just propose that we give that to the Historical Society, and we let them do that. End of my new business.
Okay. Open to the public, non-agenda items, please. Anybody? All right, can I have a motion to adjourn, please?
Make that motion, Mayor.
Second.
Roll call.
Trustee Horn?
Yes.
Trustee Henson?
Yes.
Trustee Rakis?
Yes.
Trustee Wilson?
Yes.
Trustee Udris?
Yes.
Trustee Gonzalez?
Yes.
8:01 PM.
Great. Thank you, everyone, for being here.